Hello everyone, sending love and peace towards you. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. My name is Emel and I've been really feeling that I'm just following my intuition with this channel. Not thinking too much about it, and I'm just, following the guidance and delivering what needs to be delivered. So this question been roaming around inside of my head lately. A lot of things are coming into the surface. A lot of things are wanting to be confronted and faced. Not only that, but a lot of cycles are being repeated. So I've been thinking, how can I operate from a safe place? How can I respond from a place that is in alignment with my higher self? How can I respond from a place where it doesn't take me away from alignment, but it puts me in alignment with the divine, with God, with, and like where I can flow naturally? How can I operate from a place of deep faith, from a place that is not agitated, that is not impulsive? So I realized that I've learned two important lessons in this journey, in this inner journey, in this healing journey, in this life's journey in general. We face so many challenges in life, and that's okay. That's part of life. It's a way to make us more wise, more knowledgeable, more mature, more understanding, more loving, and more compassionate. Two challenges taught me two important lessons. These challenges, the way I call them is, one, skipping, the other is getting stuck. Skipping, an example of skipping is basically not confronting something, not confronting a situation. You tend to run away from it. You tend to, you don't have the courage to face it, to deal with it, so you skip over. You just don't want to deal with it. I'll skip over it and go to the next thing, which will backfire eventually. The other thing is getting stuck on something. Getting stuck on something is basically repeating the same pattern over and over and over and over again until you enter a vicious cycle, a cycle that gets repeated every year. Sometimes you think you're doing something different each time. You might think that you're doing you're reacting differently, but in reality the underlying pattern of your actions are the same. So you're only repeating the same thing. You're only like walking in this cycle, in this samsara, like a vicious cycle that gets repeated every year. Once a year, the cycle must get repeated. It's basically, we get attached to a certain way. So we think that when we do something in a certain way, we will get a different result. But if you are repeating it over and over and over again, you will get the same result, and you will just not get away from it. You're just too attached to the same thing, not knowing that you must release it in order to experience something new, in order to liberate yourself from this cycle. So these two things taught me two important lessons: stillness and movement. In stillness, we are cultivating patience to attain certainty, to deepen up our faith, to be rooted and grounded, to remove the doubts, to reach this calm state where we can see things more clearly, where our vision gets clear and we see things as the way they are. The other thing, movement. In movement, we are releasing, letting go to grow and expand. We are cleansing the spaces to welcome the new things, to expand more, and to spread our wings and fly high in the sky. So these two things, I realized that they are very important to practice, and they are very important to be united, because movement that comes from the stillness of certainty becomes more spontaneous and in tune with the divine rhythm. They naturally flow with the natural, with the natural flow. So the movement becomes so in tune. Your movement and your actions become as light as the feather. You move like the feather. You move fast like the speed of the light. And sometimes it's literally, and sometimes it's just figuratively. You just become so concentrated and so in tune. You know how to move, because inside of you is a clear. You're not occupied with so many things. Fear doesn't hold you, and attachment doesn't imprison you anymore. You know what's going on. You have a clarity, and you just move according to the divine rhythm. So these two things, once understand, you practice. I know and I believe that when we understand something, we practice it better. So when you understand these two things, when we start to observe ourselves, where is my actions coming from? Where is my response are coming from? Are they coming from a place of friction? Isn't really in tune? Is it coming from from a highly emotional place, or is it coming from a place where there is a clarity, there is calmness, there is peace? So yeah, this is a very important lesson I learned in this journey, that we must practice and understand in order to move according to what's going on, according to the flow, the natural flow, instead of going to the opposite flow. Because we want to flow, we want to be in tune, we want to move, we want to be still, we want to unite these two things. We want to act from a higher place, from a place where it is connected with God, not from a place where it's low and like, subhanallah, if you act from a place, from an agitated place, it requires so much energy. You lose so much energy. But if you act from a place of safety, from a place of deep faith, everything goes so smoothly. Even if there is a difficult situation, everything goes smoothly. So one of the important practices that I've been practicing in being patient, that helped me in cultivating patience, is breath. Breathe. Breath work is absolutely amazing. I've realized that sometimes our breath becomes so short and so shallow. It's because it's aligned with our thoughts. The thought element is air. So basically we're breathing our thoughts. When our breath becomes shallow and short, it only goes this way. Like, you breathe from here to here. That's it. In reality, you should breathe from, your breath should be so deep. You breathe from the heel of your foot until, the tip of your crown. So we must realize that when we breathe, we must focus on our breath, concentrate on our breath. So allow yourself to breathe so deeply. Understand that these thoughts can be cleansed by a deep breath. The reason why you breathe your thoughts, it's because your breath is in alignment with your thoughts, because you live inside of your head instead of just being present. So to center your breath, you must breathe so deep. You must do that consciously until your thoughts are being released. So open up the window of your nose. You have windows inside of your nose that can be opened up. Sometimes we air our house, we open up the windows to air out our house because of the energy, and a lot of things are going on in the house, so we need to open up the windows to air it out. So your nose is like the windows that can be opened up so you can air out your inner house, so you cannot breathe this poisonous air, this polluted air that is your own thoughts, whether it's negative, positive, whatever it is. Breathe the natural divine air that God created for us in order to to be alive, to breathe. So I noticed something when I do this practice. We always concentrate or focus on the 7 chakras, but our body is full of chakras. This breath made me realize we have a chakra here. We have a nose chakra that can be opened up. Once this opened up, it's like it creates this energetic path where the air just comes and circulates in a spontaneous movement, and it doesn't go deep, or it doesn't go up from the body to all over the body, but it just stay here, and it moves like in a circular motions. And I was like really surprised. This place gets vibrated, like high vibration, when this nose chakra gets opened, and it can be opened by breath work. It's really interesting. It's really fascinating to notice all these things. So we do have a nose chakra that feels like a path that air can circulate around, and you can feel like the vibration of this air. It's not any air, it's not this air that we breathe. It's a different air, a different kind of air. It's like an air that is inside of us, but a divine air. It's like a magical component that goes like this. So it's really interesting. Focus and concentrate on this and on breath work, and see if this chakra can open up for you. It's quite interesting to experience that. So breath can help us in alignment. Breath can help us in centering ourselves. Breath can help us in purifying our thoughts. Breath can help us in practicing stillness and opening up ourself to the new possibilities. Breath can nurture the roots. Breath can open up the center. Breath can clarify the mind. Breath is life. So breathe more, breathe consciously, and breathe deeper. Another thing that helped me a lot in this journey is talking to myself. I talk a lot to myself when I feel like I need guidance, when I feel like I need to connect with myself, I need to connect with my own vibration. There is something about the voice, something about the vibration of the voice that clarify my mind. So sometimes I speak to myself, telling myself that I am guided, I am protected. These are affirmations that you can speak to yourself instead of, listening to a guided meditation. Guide yourself. It is a way to connect with yourself, a way to connect with your voice, a way to open up the throat chakra, a way to show yourself that you trust yourself. I trust myself, I can listen to myself, I listen to my voice. So that help you in listening to the inner voice that you have, to the voice of intuition that speaks to you a lot. So speak to yourself. Words are magical. Words are powerful. I mean, a word can guide the lost, a word can open up the heart, a word can awaken you into a different realms and dimensions. A word descended from above to guide us towards the truth. Words is, you cannot underestimate the power of words. Words are just magic. We've been created by a word. A word can arise from the depth of silence. A word is a movement. A word is the movement that comes from the stillness. Word can do so much. So speak good affirmation to yourself. Tell yourself that you are guided. Tell yourself that you are protected. Tell yourself that God is with you. God is protecting you. God is guiding you. And you can even, if you read Quran, you can recite certain ayat, ayat al-Kursi, ayat al-Fatiha, a lot of magical things. The eternal word is there. The words of God is a different kind of magic. So a lot of practices will help you to be in tune and in alignment with your higher self, that is connected with God consciousness, that is connected with God. So it's important to practice stillness and movement in this healing journey. It's important to be creative with your own practices. You can discover yourself, explore yourself. Try to connect with yourself. Try to find the things that help you to walk on this path more in tune and more in alignment and more confident, more trust. So you can have trust. So connect with yourself. Try to be creative. Explore yourself. Be patient. Remember always to be compassionate, always to be forgiving, always to trust yourself and have patience with it, because these things doesn't happen overnight. You must practice it daily in order to achieve and attain certain knowledge or wisdom, or becoming more expanded. So be patient, be loving, be forgiving, be compassionate, and remember that you are protected, you are guided, you already know the way, you already know the path. Everything, every knowledge in this whole universe is all within you. It's only a matter of you to discover it, to know how to unlock it. I hope this video helps you in a way, in some way. I hope it resonates with you. And that's it. That's all I have for today. Peace and love. I'll see you soon if I'm still alive.